Good morning, fellow option traders. It's Tuesday, January 8th, 2013, and this is the daily scan for today. Well, the market is still in a bit of indecision mode. Take a quick look at the chart on ES. We had this huge gap up, and now we're just consolidating here, and are we going to come back down and fill this gap? Well, Tom Sosnoff, formerly of Thinkorswim and now the creator and lead guru at Tasty Trade, believes that there's going to be a pullback. He's waiting for it. He thinks bonds are going to pop, and he thinks that the VIX are going to pop too. So with that in mind, we're just hanging in here from an overall market perspective. I sort of kind of trust what he says better than, or as good as, anybody else, at least. And also, the alerts on Amazon and BIDU triggered within seconds after the market opened yesterday. Let's take a look at those. When I get a trigger at the market open, I know that there's been a gap, and that's what happened here in the case of Amazon. It gapped up and continued up. So that's chasing a trade, and I am not going to do it. I am going to show you, however, if you're not available when the market opens, we're going to, I think I've done this before, but I'll do it again, put in a conditional order that will fill when the underlying makes a move. So we'll do that soon in a future video. Let's take a look at BIDU also, and we'll see that BIDU gapped a little bit here on the downside because we're going to do a bear play on that one. Actually moved quite low during the day and then came back up. So this is a secondary entry point here. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to put an alert below this close here. So this is the close right here, so I'm going to put an alert there, and we're going to want to go below, of course. And that might be like the only thing, as if I remember right, on the A+ list that might be of interest. Alright, now let's go back here. I also mentioned yesterday that I was going to start thinking about exiting profit tent portfolio, specifically the Qs. Let's take a look at RUT first. Go to Analyze tab. We're still hanging in here. We're in a little bit better shape than we were yesterday. We still have our pending, or our beginning first tentative step into a February trade here with this bear call way up here at 910, which is up here. And if we look at a chart of RUT 910, well, it's not even on the chart. 910 on this chart is way up here on the weekly. So that's a pretty good stretch, and I'm feeling pretty good about that so far, of course. But the rest of them, not counting that one, if I take that off, the rest is looking a little tentative here, but we're still, looking at a lower open today, and TF is 90 cents down, so maybe we'll get that pullback, and then we'll get up here in the sweet spot, which right now the sweet spot is 840. I don't expect to move to 840 just as long as over the next week and a half we stay below our break even or below our short. And our lowest short here is this 880 call. So we just got to stay below 880 and we can look pretty good on that one. Alright, so I got out of the queues yesterday. And this is what it looks like now. This is both counts combined here, both accounts. So if I take these two off of here, we're at $78 on these. What I did was I closed all my shorts yesterday because they were all worth less than a nickel. So it looks like there's $78 worth of long positions in here. I want to take a look at those right quick. If there's any money in them. No. Is there any money here? Nope, that's the other account. Okay. Yeah, when I look at these long positions, they're all like a half a penny. So there really is no money there. There's no money here. There's no money in any of those. No use in wasting money to close those. So we'll just leave them. I'm pretty confident that if we squish this down here, pretty confident that we're not going to hit either one of these break evens here. And if we do, that's good. You know, and just make a little extra money, but otherwise we'll just leave them and see what happens. So now I'm thinking about next month. And I'm not going to do an A+ list scan right now because the market's not doing anything anyway. We have we have BIDU for today, so that's good enough. So I'm looking at, well, it's time to start looking at February. So let's hide the positions here. And this is what I came up with on the Qs. These, you can go ahead and pause the video here if you want to take a look at these. I do, hang on a second, I'm going to pause this and bring up another sheet here. Okay, this is what I'm thinking of looking at it graphically. I put this on a spreadsheet. I'm a very visual person, as I've said before, so this is what I'm looking at right now. The number of positions is irrelevant, but this is basically gives you a visual of the distance between the strikes. So I'm looking at verticals here, or iron condors, at 62.54 and 61.55 on the downside, and 70, 78, and 71, 77 on the upside. But here's my dilemma. My dilemma is this. Center this up, center it up, center it up. We are only looking at, we're putting $6,000 on the line here, and we're only looking at $300 back. Now let's include transaction costs. Now we're looking at $258. So I'm a little hesitant to pull this off right now, and with the VIX at 13, effectively below 14, that's why this looks so pathetic, and it really is pathetic. So I'm just thinking about this right now, and I'm waiting for maybe a little bit of more activity over here, some bigger red numbers. That's what I would be looking for. So I'm going to hold off for right now. Not going to add anything on any portfolio, the spread portfolio, unless it's BIDU, but definitely not on the profit tent portfolio for today. Alright, so following this video, we are going to, not following this video, but yesterday I actually recorded live closing of those short Q positions. So here's the video. Alright, so here I'm going to actually close my January positions on the Qs, and let's take a look at where we are right now. I unchecked the 10 that I have left over from my insurance policy. Right now we are at a profit of $491, And remember I mentioned about 90%, we get to 90%, we get out. Because you can see if we get big moves either way, we're going to have, we're going to take, well, our profit will be diminished. Say tomorrow there's a big gap one way or the other. So at 491, we are at greater than 90% because 90% of this 531 is about $478. So we are good to go. So we're going to close it. It is now 2:40 in the afternoon on Monday afternoon. And this is the way that I would do this. I would just right click. Okay, we are at, let's just check here. We're at 2.5 cents, 3.5 cents, 3.5 cents, and 1.5 cents. So we're going to get out of all the short positions here. One quick check back to see what our buying power effect is at $6,000. We should be able to improve that by closing these short positions. So all I got to do is just go on the line here and say, and right click it and say create closing order and shoot it out there. And it goes right away. That little cling thing is the actual position closing. Back to the monitor tab. See, we're at 0 here now. And we're going to buy those back. No transaction fees, even though it says it here. There's not going to be a transaction fee here. That one went. Okay, we're at 0 here now, and those usually go pretty much right away. There's really not any delay. Thinkorswim is just so good about that. I really hope they never change that. All right, this is the last one here. Our buying power was at $6,000, so now we're at 0. So we can go out now and take a look at what we want to do for February. For February expiration on our Profit 10 portfolio. We just got a bunch of long positions here. They're not worth a dang thing. Probably nothing's going to happen unless we have a Black Swan event or a Black Friday event or whatever you might want to call it. All right, so that's how you close these things, quick and dirty. All right, so we are effectively out of the Profit 10 portfolio now. So that's it for today. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for watching and happy trading.